Okay, let's, before we get started here, Ken, why don't we mention the people that make this all possible, and that's our sponsors. Our anchor sponsors are Avera Medical Group, McGreevy Clinic here in Brandon, Sanford Clinic here in Brandon, Service First Federal Credit Union, Sanford Orthopedics. Our founding sponsors are Alliance Communication, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Kolb Agency, the Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Service, Sunshine Food Store, and Today's Family Ministry. Also, we have the platinum sponsors. That would be Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communication again, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communications, and then our pride sponsors would be the Architecture Incorporated, Hinkle Electric Materials, LLC, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. And without those sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do the Lynx TV and the broadcast. So you get a chance sometime, you know some of those folks, tell them thank you.
And we wanted, like Harry said, we want to thank you, Lynx TV sponsors. Make sure that you go to their businesses and support them also. Your Lynx captains are coming out to the field right now. That's going to be Brady Copel. Also, Sam Woldeye. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Number 57, Dominic Turner. And number 30, Ryan Dahl at the center of the field there on the 50. So the Lynx sitting at with Lucas Slack sitting at the quarterback position, the junior for Brandon Valley, number 8. We know we're going to get a heavy dose, Harry, of actually Jordan Johnson at running back, number 28. And Peyton Egan's going to get the ball quite a bit, too, out of that running back position. Your wide receivers for Brandon Valley are going to be Peyton Carroll and Sam Skolton. You'll see a lot of them. Also, you'll get a little bit of a mix-in with the double tight end set. So we're going to see a lot of that. The Lynx really, really depend on their offensive line to do a lot of the work. And to be honest with you, Harry, that's what happens. That's what wins football games, and that's why the Lynx are sitting at 5-0, is because the offensive line and the defensive line are playing at a high level right now. They're not giving up a ton of points on the defense, and the offense is managing the clock and making sure that they sustain drives and keep it off that defense a little bit. It looks like the Lynx are going to start off with the ball, kickoff return. You're going to have Peyton Egan and Noah Thompson. That's going to be number 6 and number 14 back for the Lynx. Kate Schaefer is going to be kicking off for the Lincoln Patriots as they're going to move right to left on your screen. Thank you for watching us on Lynx TV on YouTube and Alliance Communications. And here's the kickoff. Tonight's battle between one 5-0 team, one 4-1 team, and Noah Thompson is going to bring it all the way up to the 35 on the opening kickoff. Special teams, Harry, you talked about it. We've seen it multiple times, how important they are.
Yeah, that's starting the game off with very good field position, so that's a nice start. So we'll see what we can do from here.
And your Lynx offense is going to come out in an I formation. It's going to be Slack with Egan deep. 2 receivers to his left, a tight end to his right. They're going to give it to Egan. Egan breaks a couple tackles, and he's going to bring it up to about the 40-yard line. They're going to make it a 3-yard gain.
Probably about 2nd and 7.
Now they're going to call it 6, so
okay.
Really close. Oh, there's Jim Heidens right there coming up in the stands to watch his grandson play.
Yeah, yep.
Slack out of the shotgun, Egan to his left. We haven't seen Jordan Johnson yet in the backfield. 2 receivers to his right. He looks to his right. He's going to have number 10, and that's going to be Dylan Langerock, and he's going to grab it for a first down. Really good after the catch.
I'm not sure he was the intended receiver on that, but it sure worked out fine.
It did. So that's going to bring up the first down of the game, and that's going to be from your Lynx. And they're about at the 50-yard line, and that offensive line already giving Slack a pretty good time, as that was a quick throw. One receiver to his right and left, and that's Slack moaching Langerock, and he's going to give it to Egan.
Oh, boy, nothing there.
So that was kind of a zone play where they brought Langerock in motion from right to left, and it was basically a pistol formation and faking it to Langerock and then giving it to Egan. So no yards on that play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 as the Lynx are going to spread it out. We've seen more spread out in this series already than we normally do. Slack out of the pistol. He's going to look left. He finds his receiver. That's going to be number 80, and that's going to be Carroll, and that's going to be a big first down. Now you've seen, Harry, as Langerock and Carroll after the run after the catch.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's just terrific. That's what they're supposed to do. I mean, it looked like he was going to get maybe 5, and he stretched into about close to 15, I think.
So first down and 10 from the 38-yard line, and that's a second first down for your Lynx. I formation, Jordan Johnson deep in the backfield. They're going to motion 2 tight ends, and they're going to give it to Johnson. It is Johnson. He's going to rumble all the way up to it's going to be a fumble. We'll hold that thought. But number 70, that's going to be Isaac Johnson with the recovery. They gained a couple of yards on that fumble.
Exactly.
They got the first down. That's going to be the 3rd first down of this drive. We talked about how methodical the Lynx are going to look offensively. They're just going to grind you down the field. I formation from Slack, and that's going to be Johnson again in the backfield. No, it's going to be Egan. He jump steps, and he's going to go to the left. He's going to be brought down by, I believe, number 32, Gabe Gutierrez from the Patriots. That's going to be a loss of about 1. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 11. Now Jordan Johnson comes in the game. 2 runs ago. That was actually Egan with that first down and fumble for the Lynx. Now Jordan Johnson in the backfield with Slack. You have Langerock, I believe. It's kind of hard to see the numbers, but we'll try to get. Yep, they're going to go to Langerock deep. He's wide open. Beautiful throw. Touchdown, Lynx!
Wow. That was just about as perfect as it could be, Ken. I mean, it was just a perfectly run pattern and a perfectly caught pass and a perfectly thrown pass.
Beautiful timing, beautiful all the way around as the offensive line gives you enough time, Harry.
Exactly.
They're focusing on the run there, and all of a sudden it's Slack to Langerock for the touchdown, and that's about a 36-yard touchdown there as Brummels is going to come on for the extra point. It is up, and looks like it's no good. So it's 6-0. Your Lynx, as the Lynx converted 3 first downs there, and all of a sudden on first down they took a shot.
Yeah, exactly. That pass would have been 6 inches longer. It would have been out of reach. I mean, it was just right on the money where it needed to be. A little surprised on the extra point. We don't miss many. Brummels is a good kicker.
Yeah, and Brummels does a really good job as they as you talked about special teams. Usually he's not missing anything.
Right.
All right, so we got a 6-0 ball game. What we talked about earlier in the program, we talked about how important this game is for seeding-wise. I know there's about 3 games for each team left. And I looked at the schedule a little bit today, and Harrisburg has a little bit harder schedule. That meeting at the end of the regular season when Harrisburg comes here, they could both be undefeated. And what a ball game we'd have there.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Brummels on to kick for your Lynx. It is a short kick. It's going to be fielded about the 25, and that is going to be number 23. It's going to be Taven Clapper, the junior running back, with the return. Your Lynx defense comes out. They've been really holding opponents down. We talked about when we went to O'Gorman, we held them to minimal points there at their house, and then last week against the Warriors, only giving up 10 points. So this defense is playing at a high level. Tate Schaefer's your quarterback for the Patriots. He's going to have Angel Jerski right behind him, 3 receivers to his right. He's going to motion his receiver to left, fumble. As Angel picks it up. Great defense by, I believe, we're going to see who had the tackle, but I believe it's going to be a linebacker that came up and met him. I believe it's going to be number 32, Damian Vischer.
Owen Warren was right there also.
As you're going to have Schaefer in the shotgun. Motions the receiver to his left. He drops back. He's looking up the field. He's going to run, and he's going to gain a first down and more. As that's going to be an element you can see already for the Patriots. They're going to have the Lynx are going to have to keep a linebacker home to watch him.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So Schaefer with the big run for a first down, the first first down for the Lincoln Patriots this evening. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He fakes it, and he's going to run again, and he's going to gain. He's going to fumble. He's going to gain it back, though, but he is going to pick up with his legs, their second first down.
Exactly. Yeah, he's obviously a real dual threat.
So Schaefer, they're going to no huddle. Looks like this offense goes from a no huddle, and 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Jet motion. He's going to find his receiver, and it is going to be incomplete. He tries to find Gardner in great coverage.
Overthrew that one pretty bad. I mean, it was about 10 yards downfield.
Yeah, so
maybe 5.
You're going to have number 2. That's going to be Borthram, this senior. Well, no, it's going to be number 22. I apologize. It's going to be Kyler Breest from the safety position.
Got a little blitz action going on.
Schaefer.
Oh, good job. Right over the middle.
Finds his receiver right over the middle, like Harry said. It's not going to pick up a first down, but it's going to bring up a actual third and I would say about 1.5 yards-ish. But we have a player down for the Lynx. So you've seen Schaefer really use his legs tonight, and you can see that he can throw the ball too. So we have an injury timeout currently on the field. I can't get the number for the player on the field, but hopefully you are watching this. We'll probably get the stats. Usually Harry gets these stats. Who's all on YouTube? We can get those numbers. We can't get who's on YouTube, but we can get the amount of people that are on YouTube. And here comes number 32, and that's going to be Damian Vischer. Damian had a big tackle in the opening play, as you remember, for the Lynx. He's going to come off the field for
I think he's okay, Ken. He's walking on his own. And
Lincoln's going to come right to the line from their offense. And we already know they like to spread the ball. As Schaefer's going to come out wide, they're going to go out of the Wildcat with a running back. Direct snap to him. And
the first down. They're moving the ball.
And that is going to be number 11, Jack Smith from the wide receiver position. They put out that Wildcat formation that was really famous in about 4 or 5 years ago from the NFL. So Schaefer with a bunch formation to his right. He's now back at quarterback. He's going to motion his receiver left to right. He's going to give it to, and that's going to be Jerski, the junior running back, 5'8", 170 pounds. He looks like he's pretty darn quick. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. Lynx need to stop here, especially on 2nd down. Schaefer.
That was Owen Warren on the tackle, I think.
Schaefer barking out signals to the right to his wide receivers. Pistol formation, drops back. He's going to look for number 17, and that's going to be a touchdown. It's actually, is it going to be 17, Harry?
Yep.
So it's going to be number 17, and that's going to be Isaac Jarwowski. Beautiful pass by Schaefer.
It was a very good route and a very good pass. I mean,
Has number 12, Tate Schaefer, also is the kicker for the Patriots, and that's good.
that puts them ahead.
So we have a 7-6 ball game as both teams have used the run, not so much the Patriots with the run with their running back, but with their quarterback. So you're seeing a heavy, heavy dose of this Schaefer, the number 12 quarterback for the Patriots. So we have a 7-6 ball game, 5:33 to go in the opening quarter.
What I thought was going to be a real defensive battle has turned out to be more of an offensive situation where both teams scored on their first possession.
And really, Harry, what it's going to come down to is which coaching staff. It looks like they're pretty even, these teams. I mean, we're talking a few minutes into the game, so we really don't know how things are going to turn out. But it's all about adjustments from from both coaching staffs and see what they try defensively, like you said, see what adjustments they make. It's going to be Schaefer on to kick for the Patriots. He's going to kick to Egan, it's going to be Egan and Noah Thompson back deep for the Lynx. And here's the kick from Schaefer. He's going to get it to Noah Thompson. Noah Thompson's going to take it at about the 7. He comes up and he's going to sprint to the left. He's open. Let's see if Schaefer can get him down, and he does. But a great return from Noah Thompson all the way to the 50-yard line.
One person to beat.
Yeah. So now the Lynx are going to start off with really good field position at the 50. Or they're going to mark it, actually, they're going to mark him down at the 49. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for your Lynx as you have Sam Skolton to your right, the wide receiver in I formation. Peyton Carroll comes in motion, the tight end. Slack under center, bootleg, and he's going to find his receiver. And let's see if they said it was caught.
Oh, they said it incomplete.
Incomplete. As Carroll was coming from his tight end position, he was coming across field. Slack kind of underthrew him, and that's an incomplete pass. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for your Lynx. I formation for Slack in the Brandon Valley offense. 2 receivers to his right. They're going to give it to Jordan Johnson. He's going to gain about right around 4 to 5 yards. Let's see where they mark it. And that's going to be number 28, Jordan Johnson, the senior running back, sitting at 5'10", 180 pounds for your Lynx. Very manageable 3rd down. You always want to make it, if you can, 3rd and 5 or less for your offense. Slack's going to break the huddle with his big offensive line in front of him. 2 tight end sets, actually 3 tight ends. Now they're going to do 2 tight ends. Slack out of the shotgun with Jordan Johnson to his right. He's going to motion, and it's going to be false start on Peyton Carroll as he was about 12 yards down the field before it was snapped. Yeah, now we're going to bring up about a 3rd and 10, like Harry said. So that's going to nullify the run on 2nd down, and now it becomes a little more difficult for your Lynx offense. You're going to have Slack out of the pistol formation. His fullback's going to be to his right. He has 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Jordan Johnson right behind him. He's going to look. It's going to be overthrown, interception, as that's going to be number 26. That's going to be Ethan Wasman, the junior from the Patriots. What we saw there, I know a lot of people are probably looking at the screen and watching the wide receivers, and Slack got hit pretty hard on that throw.
He did. It was way too much pressure. He needs more time. Typically, our offensive line has been very good all year long. But that time they needed a little bit more time.
Lincoln's offense is going to come to the field. They're going to start with the ball, the first turnover of the game, and that's going to go against the Lynx. You want to win that turnover battle. You're going to have Schaefer in the backfield with his running back. He's not going to give it to his running back. Play action, drops back, rolls right. He's heavy pressure as he threw it out of bounds. Let's see where the pressure came from. I believe that's going to be number 30, Dahl.
Actually, I think, Ken, that we really had good coverage. We actually had some time, but we had the receivers, I think Grant had the receivers covered.
That's a good point, Harry. And Schaefer's going to come out of the shotgun again, second down and 10. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left with the running back number 4, Jersky, right behind him. Motions receiver tight to the formation. He's going to drop back. Designed run, quarterback keeper, and the Lynx just sniff it out. That's what I'm talking about, Harry, the adjustments. The adjustments from Coach Christensen and his defense. That's where it's coming from. Now you're locking up him because on the first series, those design runs were wide open. It's going to bring up a third down and 11 with 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Play clock sitting at 15 seconds. Schaefer alone in the backfield, empty set. 3 receivers to his right. He's going to drop back. Heavy pressure from the Lynx defensive line, and they're going to get to him again. That's going to be number 4, the senior, Owen Warren, with the heavy pressure. So what we saw now, Harry, is both defensive lines come into play in this series. So it's defensive adjustments that are making the big adjustment here to stop. You talked about, you didn't see this being a high-scoring game. We may not have it because these defenses are adjusting it.
That's exactly right.
And I believe Schaefer's going to be back to punt, and I believe Egan's going to be back for the Lynx. He's going to come up. He's going to leave it alone, and it's going to take a Patriot roll all the way down to the 35-yard or 34-yard line. And that's where your Lynx are going to start with their third possession on offense.
Yeah, that was a real good set for both teams on defense, and I think now we'll see what adjustments they make on offense.
As Slack in the offense for the Lynx, moving left to right on your screen. 2 receivers to his left, and a tight formation, Peyton Carroll to his right. I formation, and they're going to give it to Egan. Egan butts up the middle, and I believe that's going to be a first down, Harry. It's going to be. They're going to move the chains as there's a huge hole for Egan to run up.
There's that offensive line.
Like Harry said, the offensive line has been the catalyst for this team for a few years now, and they're really led by a couple seniors, but Navarro Shunke is a handful at right tackle. I formation for Slack. He's going to motion Skolton to his right. That's going to be number 3. They're going to give it to Egan again. Egan's going to cut back. He's back to the grain. He's going to pick up 12 to 13 yards there, and that's going to be the second first down of this series as the holes are really opening up for Egan. But that was a great cutback. He saw the middle linebacker staring right in his eyes, and he actually cut it back and made a huge run. We talked a few weeks ago how impressed we were with Egan because he really has that Tate Johnson. Remember Tate Johnson from last year, the South Dakota Player of the Year? He's kind of got that speed. Slack under center, I formation. It's going to be the third time in a row they're going to give it to Egan. And they're going to feed the hot hand because he's going to gain, Harry, about 6 yards there.
Neither one of our running backs really got much experience last year because they were playing, behind terrific backs. And so they've been a real pleasant surprise to me. I guess I didn't know exactly what we would have coming, and they're doing terrific.
Yeah, you kind of get thunder and lightning. You're going to get Johnson, number 28. He's going to give you a lot of tough yards, and Egan looks like he's going to race to wherever he goes. Slack under center, 2 receivers to his left, play action. He's going to roll right. He's going to find his receiver, Carroll. Big catch, great throw from Slack, and that's going to be Carroll, his tight end, number 80, for a big first down, but we do have a player down, and I think that's going to be Carroll, number 80. It's going to be Peyton Carroll, the senior, 6'4", 195 pounds. He is down on the field. We'll touch on our sponsors again. The anchor sponsors are Avera Medical Group, McGreevy, Sanford Clinic Family Medicine, Service First Federal Credit Union, and Sanford Orthopedics. Founding members are Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency Incorporated, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Food Store, and Today's Family Dentistry.
And the platinum sponsors are Sense of Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communications, Architecture Incorporated is a pride sponsor along with Central Electric, McDonald's, and Michael Spence. And the best way for you to show your appreciation for these sponsors that we have that provide so much support to athletic programs in Grand Valley is to show us the door.
And that's exactly right. Support your sponsors because they're the reason you're able to watch it tonight. If you're at home, if you're in Arizona, if you're in your motor home somewhere, wherever you are, Harry,
Yep.
you can be in Germany. And Peyton Carroll's going to actually get up, and he looks to be okay. And that's a good sign for Carroll and this Lynx team, as he is a huge target from that tight end position. Lynx first in goal from the 5-yard line. Slack with Egan to his right, 2 tight end set, 1 receiver to his left. Pistol formation, they're going to give it to Egan, and Egan's going to be tripped up. Probably a gain of maybe 1 yard. I believe they're going to give him a 1-yard gain, so it's going to be second in goal from the 4. As number, I would run it again. Use that offensive line. Go right behind that right side, which they just tried. I understand that. I trust our offensive line. And Egan gets tripped up again, but he gains about 2 yards. That's going to bring it down to about the 1. He did. And now you're going to have the Thunder come in Jordan Johnson, the kid that's going to get 1 yard for you almost every time. And that's what they need here. As Carroll comes back into the game, the tight end number 80, as we seen down a couple plays ago, after that huge catch from Slack to Carroll. But that's going to end the first quarter as the Patriots are ahead in this real duel of possession, kind of little bit of special teams, Harry. As we've seen Noah Thompson, he on the kickoff return brought it all the way up to the 50. We did see Brummels miss an extra point that could play key in this football game. You talked about special teams, how important they are. One thing, though, we always look at the big plays, okay? We always look at, you saw Carroll with that big catch here at the end of the first quarter, that brought him down to the first and goal from the 1 yard line now. But really it's the offensive line play. In this last series, we've seen Egan really gain a chunk of yards. I bet you about 30 yards on this drive alone.
Yeah, it was a first quarter. I couldn't ask for much better for a high school football game.
And I was told earlier this week at my boys' flag football game by one of the coaches that was there. His boy plays flag football too, and he told me, watch out for this Patriots team. They're pretty good, and we can see it.
Yeah, it's not a surprise. I mean, the record shows that they're very good. And,
So the Lynx can go up on this scoreboard. They are sitting at 3rd and goal from the 1. It's going to be Slack under center. He's going to have a I formation with Jordan Johnson deep. He motions Peyton Carroll to the right, taking his time. Gives it to Johnson, touchdown. Touchdown Lynx, as number 28, Jordan Johnson, had a huge hole to run through. He didn't even go down. He just walked into the end zone. And we talked about, you asked me, Harry, what would you do? Well, that offensive line, just run the ball. I mean, if they can't get you 4 to 5 yards in 3 plays, then we got an issue.
I was waiting to see what would happen if they could have stopped it.
Early complications in this first half as the Lynx are forced kind of to go for a 2-point conversion. And there's a bad snap, and Lincoln is going to recover it. And another kind of mistake there by the special teams. They've left 2 points on the board, off the board, I should say. So it's now the Lynx do go up with a touchdown from Jordan Johnson, 12-7, and you hear the Lynx school song being played, and the crowd is really loud, and it's a capacity crowd, Harry. It's full.
Yeah, I wondered if the crowd was going to be that good tonight, with the threatening weather and everything, but it didn't seem like the Wings kept anybody away.
Yeah, and you see over across the field, I don't know if we can see on your screen, folks, but the Lincoln Patriots, they brought a few students and fans too. So now we're sitting with a 12-7 ball game early, 11:56 to go in this second quarter, as the Lynx methodically ran down the field. A big play, if we recap that drive, as Carroll catches it about down to the 5, and 3 runs, and Jordan Johnson finds the end zone. Brummels with the kick, and it's going to be another short kick, but it's going to be fumbled, and I believe that's going to be number 44. It's going to be number 14, John Cooper, the senior defensive back for the Patriots, that's going to gain quite a few yards. It was a mishandled kickoff return in the beginning, but he recovered. Three receivers to Schaefer's right, pistol formation, which we've seen most of the night for the Patriots. Lynx look like they're going to throw into a cover 3 defense on the left-hand side. Schaefer looking to the sideline for the play call. 2 seconds left on the play clock. It's going to be a play clock. It's going to be a penalty as a play clock. I just looked over at the scoreboard. He was sitting there at 3 as he's still looking over to the sideline. So that helps the Lynx defense. Like I said, 3 receivers to Schaefer's right. That is a true cover 3 defense, as you see kind of the pyramid that the defensive backs are doing on the left-hand side here. They're going to swing it to the running back. And we talked about number 4's speed, Angel Jersky, and he turned it on there.
He sure did, man.
So I don't know if that's a blown coverage by one of the linebackers, but here we go with the Lincoln Patriots offense. They're going to hurry to the line. Spread formation for Schaefer. He's going to take a deep shot,
open,
and it is overthrown as the South Dakota State Jackrabbit commit, number 14, Noah Thompson, with the great coverage.
Yeah, had good coverage, but by the same token, he had a couple steps, and thank goodness the pass was a little bit long.
Tight formation, 2 receivers to Schaefer's left and right. Pistol formation, he's going to motion back. They're going to give it to the running back, and he's going to find nothing.
Got him in the backfield, Kenny.
The Lynx were looking for that, and they got him. We'll see that number here, number 68 for the Lynx. That's going to be Thomas Risty with the tackle. from the defensive tackle position. It's going to bring a big third down as you want to get this momentum. The Patriots want the momentum. They do not want to give the Lynx the ball back here early in the second quarter to go up 2 scores. Schaefer out of the empty package. He's going to drop back. Heavy pressure. There's a screen.
Screen pass almost intercepted.
But that was a good design by the Patriots. It was. They knew that the Lynx defensive line's going to come, but the Lynx read it, and that's just good coaching. That happens on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, leading up to this game. The coaching in practice.
Yep.
And you could see that this team is coached really well. Schaefer's going to be back to punt for the Patriots, as it's going to be
fair catch.
Yep, it's going to be it's going to be number 6, Peyton Egan, with the fair catch. So just what the Patriots didn't want is to give the Lynx the ball here again for their second possession, and they're down by 5 right now to your Lynx, 12-7. We talked about the coaching staff, and Coach Christensen has just done a wonderful job. We know that he's been a great defense coordinator for years, but him stepping into this role this year really has shown his leadership and what he's done for this program. Slack, I formation. He's going to give it to Egan. Egan's going to pick up a chunk of yards again. You always want that on first down here.
Yeah, the right side of our line is just doing a terrific job, as they normally do.
And so that right side of that line is Navarro, Shunky, and you're going to have right next to Navarro, you're going to have actually the right guard, Sam Woldia. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Slack, under center, I formation. And
that didn't work.
Well, it was read big time, just like the Lynx defense. They read that run by number 4, the running back for the Patriots, and it looks like the Patriots defense read that one really well too.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, that was, they just did a great job, the Lincoln defense. I mean, but, this Lincoln team is really good, Kenny. I mean, they just are. I mean, it's, there's 4 or 5 teams in AAA that are all they're all really good teams. And anybody, I think, can beat anybody else in that top 5 or 6. That ball's overthrown.
As Slack overthrows his intended target, Carroll, he was sitting in the slot position of that 2 receiver set, and they were really trying to hit the post pattern there. They knew they had, my guess is they knew that they had man-to-man coverage, and it just did not work. On to kick for your Lynx is going to be Brummels again. No, that's going to be number 13.
Very short punt.
Brady Giles. And like Harry said, it's going to be a short punt. It's going to give the Patriots real good field position as they're going to cross the 50 now on this possession. Sorry, I said Brummels was kicking, but it was actually Giles. As your Lynx defense, which has played really, really, for the most part, really well tonight so far.
Yeah, they have.
Patriots offense comes to the line as they come out of the spread. They're going to give it to number 11. That's going to be Schaefer. To number 11, that's going to be Jack Smith. He is a sophomore wide receiver, 6 foot, 180 pounds. That's going to be a gain of about 3. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7 for the Patriots. 8:45 to go in this first half. 12-7, your Lynx on their home field right now. Schaefer, motion right. He's going to have a true kind of pistol eye formation.
Here comes Angel.
And he's going to run it up to right about the 39-yard line, and it's going to bring up a big third down. My guess is they're probably going to treat this as a second down, and if they have to, go for it on 4th down. as it's going to be Schaefer with 2 running backs left to right of him, 2 receivers to his left. He actually has a tight end in that formation also. He's barking out signals. About 12 seconds to go on the play clock. Brandon Valley Lynx fans getting excited, but they're going to gain the first down. Like Harry said, that's going to be a first down for the Patriots. They're going to bring it down to about, we're going to say the 33-yard line, as the Patriots pick up a big first down with 7:40 to go in this first half. Same formation for the Patriots. Schaefer drops back. He has a receiver wide open and just overshoots him. Right there, I know the defensive staff is probably not real happy with the safety position there, number 22, as Kyler Breest, and we've seen him make a big play already in the first quarter, but he just did not recognize that as it was coming over the middle, and that's his guy. So it's going to be a second down and 10 for the Patriots. There's the give.
Right up the middle.
That's going to be to number 32. That's going to be Gabriel Gutierrez. And he's going to bring up a third down now in about 4.
I'll tell you, Kenny, we talk a lot about how good the Brandon offensive line is. Well, Lincoln's got a pretty good offensive line also.
As the Patriots in this big third down again, there's the play action. He's going to scramble. That's going to be Schaefer. He's going to have a receiver wide open. And great coverage.
Incomplete. Great coverage. No, it wasn't incomplete.
They're gonna call it completed.
I thought it was incomplete.
I believe that's going to be number 24, Tristan Bisbee, on the coverage. He was right there, but that's going to give the Patriots a first down and goal from the 1.
That was a perfectly thrown pass, Ken, and I've always thought there really isn't any defense for perfectly thrown pass, and we had good defense on that. I mean, we had good coverage. But the pass was exactly where it needed to be.
I think the Patriots are going to take a timeout here as the play clock's going to get down to about 2. So they're going to take a timeout with 6:29 to go in the first half, like Harry just talked about. That was really good coverage, really good throw. Schaefer's a pretty good quarterback, what we've seen so far tonight with his legs and his throws. The turnover battle right now, the Lynx are losing that turnover battle as Slack threw an interception with heavy pressure. But the scoreboard is going to say otherwise, and the Lynx are up 12-7.
Well, let's thank those sponsors again. Our anchor sponsors are Avera Medical Group, McGreevy here in Brandon, Sanford Clinic and Family Medicine here in Brandon, Service First Federal Credit Union, and Sanford Orthopedics. The founding sponsors are Alliance Communication, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Kolb Agency, and Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, and Sunshine Food Store, and Today's Family Dentistry.
And I'm sorry for mispronouncing Sam Waidula's name. The right guard, the senior, and thank you, Todd Long, for sending me the message. So we'll get that last name right now. As Schaefer's going to keep it. No, that's going to be out of the pistol formation. That's going to be Jack Smith out of that Wildcat formation.
I think he actually lost a little.
So you're going to see at about second and goal again from about the 1. They're going to mark it at the 1. And the same formation, the Wildcat formation with Jack Smith at the head of it. He's going to keep it, and are they going to find the touchdown? They don't have a call yet. We'll see what the far ref says. And there's the touchdown. So the Patriots are going to gain the lead right now, 13-12, as this field position battle is really playing out in this first half. 5:42 to go, 13-12 Patriots over the Lynx, as Schaefer's going to come on to kick for the Patriots to try to put the Patriots up by 2 points. The kick is up, and it looks good, and it is good. So the Patriots from Sioux Falls, the Lincoln Patriots are up 14-12. The Patriots sitting with a 4-1 record in the standings, and they're right behind the Jefferson. I think Jefferson was losing tonight. I think that's who it was, Harry. Jefferson was losing to Roosevelt 21-10 in the third quarter, I believe, the last time we heard.
That's interesting because the Jefferson team has their quarterback and one receiver are both were at Roosevelt last year.
Right.
And they're pretty terrific players.
They are. They're really, really good. And so that top four, and if you put the Warriors in there, Washington Warriors in there, the top five, are really, really battling for those positions right now. Schaefer's going to be on to kick, so the Lynx are going to get the ball. Let's see if they can drain that clock and take the lead here going into halftime, Harry. Noah Thompson.
Time to put together, one last good drive and get some momentum going into the half.
Thompson, and you're going to have
nice kick.
Peyton Egan back there, and Egan's going to take it. He's almost breaks it. He's going to bring it up to about the 22, 23-yard line as the Lynx are going to start with their offense moving right to left from there. Brummels is on the sideline, as I see looking down here to the left. He's practicing kicking over here just in case they need that field goal to end the half. So the actual game clock is sitting at 5:35. Slack out of the I formation under center. He's going to have Jordan Johnson deep. It's play action. They're going to find Peyton Carroll. Nope. It's going to be overthrown as you saw the wide receiver also. Dylan Langrock, number 10, was in the same vicinity as Carroll was.
Yeah, he kind of threw it right between them, but not to either one of them.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Lynx. This is a big drive. You do not want to give it to the Patriots here with time on the clock going into halftime. As Slack's going to go under center again. He's going to have two tight ends. He's going to actually motion Carroll to his right. I formation with Jordan Johnson. They're going to play action again. It's heavy pressure.
Overthrow him.
Slack is going to overthrow his intended target. I believe that's going to be Carroll again. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. And already, Harry, they've only taken off 10 seconds off that clock right now in this drive. So they have to be careful here. Let's see what the offensive staff draws up here for the Lynx offense. Patriots trying to get
a little bit surprised, Kenny, we haven't been running the ball on this set.
Shotgun formation with 2 receivers to his right, and Slack for the 3rd time in this series is going to overthrow his receiver Langrock, and so the punt team's going to have to come on, and that's going to be number 13. Giles is back to punt for the Lynx. That's going to give the Patriots probably good field position.
Oh yeah, definitely
with a lot of clock
position.
And going into halftime. Giles with the kick. It's a high booming kick. Goes down at about the 50. It's going to give a Lynx bounce, and it's going to drive it all the way down to the 38-yard line. So that's where the Patriots offense is going to start. Schaefer and that Patriots offense, and it's been a battle. I mean, the defense they both played all pretty well at times.
They have, yeah.
But you talked about it, Harry. What offensive line is dominating on which series? It's one series you're going to see the Lynx, and then you see the Patriots. So let's see what adjustments are made as Schaefer and the Patriots offense are going to come to the field. Tight formation, 2 receivers to his right and left. He's going to have Jersky in the backfield. He's going to swing it over to Jack Smith, and they really try to get the ball to number 11. That's going to be Jack Smith, and he's just a sophomore, Harry. 6 foot, 180-pound wide receiver / running back that they have. They use him a lot out of that wildcat formation too. Schaefer out of the pistol formation, running back right behind him. They're going to check to the sideline for the play call. It's going to be audible back into Schaefer with about 14 seconds to go on the play clock. He barks out signals to his receivers. He's going to give it to Jersky, and he's going to find nothing on 2nd down and 4. I believe he's going to lose a yard, Harry. So, no, they're going to spot it right back about where it was. So it's going to be a big 3rd down as the Lynx are looking to gain the ball back before the second half, as there hasn't been a lot of clock on these possessions here that have burnt off the actual play clock.
Big 3rd down coming right here, Ken.
Game clock sits at about 4:25. Schaefer with 2 running backs left and right. They're going to give it to
He
Jersey.
made 1st down.
And they've kind of relied on that 2-back set out of the out of the shotgun formation with number 32. That's going to be Gabriel Gutierrez to his left. And
Patriots seem like they're running over number 72 quite a bit, Elliot Renville. And I don't know why they wouldn't. I guess he's 6'4", 280 pounds.
And there's a deep shot. They're going to try Jack Smith again. We talked about how they love to go to him. Boy, they are trying to get his hands on the ball. So it's going to bring it 2nd down and 10. Still real manageable clock for both teams to see what we can go into halftime with. Schaefer out of the pistol formation, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. They're going to look to the sideline with 13 seconds to go on the play clock. Schaefer in the pistol runs the option. He's going to give it to his running back, and his running back number 4, Angel Jersky, the junior running back for the Patriots, is going to gain another 1st down. That's going to stop the clock with the chains moving. 3:50 to go in this first half. The Patriots up 14-12.
I'll tell you, that Angel is jet quick. That kid can move.
As Smith's going to go in motion, they're going to give it.
Angel got it again.
Angel again, and he has carried the ball 3 times already on this drive. You talked about how you were surprised, Harry, that the Lynx offense didn't run the ball there on their possession when they got it with about 5:35 to go in the first half. So you've seen the Patriots run the ball a little bit more on this possession than they have any other possession so far in the first half.
Well, it's in their best interest to use up the clock.
3 receivers, and that's going to be Gutierrez motioning to his right.
Nice sack.
And Schaefer's going to go down, and I believe that's going to be Ryan Dahl. Ryan Dahl's really played a big game so far tonight, as he's going to come up with the sack, number 30, the middle linebacker for the Lynx. 3rd down now and 12 as the Lynx fans are getting loud for their defense. Schaefer's going to look over to the sideline. He's got 3 receivers in an empty package to his right, 1 to his left with a tight end. He barks out signals, and there's a snap. Heavy pressure. He's going to look for Smith again, and he's going to find him. Boy, do they love going to him. Number 11, the sophomore Jack Smith.
Oh, just a great play on Lincoln's part. I mean, they just did everything they had to do. And big 3rd down for them, and if they don't make a 1st down, they're probably going to have to punt. And so, take your hat off to them. They did what they needed to do.
My fault on that one. That's going to be Isaac Jarvowski with the catch. It's way far away from us, so we couldn't really see the number, but that's going to be number 17 with the catch for the Patriots. Shotgun formation as they're going to give it to
There goes Angel.
Angel Jersky. And that junior running back Harry talked about, he's got a lot of speed. He really uses that off that left tackle or right tackle, and he's
particularly dangerous on getting around the corners. He is just so quick. He's much more effective, in my opinion, in going around the end than he is trying to go through the middle. And not very big.
So
Very,
here
very
we
quick.
are, 14-12, with a minute 35 to go. First down and goal from the 1. They're going to give it to Angel, and it's a fumble, and the Lynx are going to pick it up, and here we go. Defensive turnover, and the Lynx capitalize on the big fumble, and I think that's going to be Ryan Dahl again with the huge fumble recovery, and he's going to gain it all the way up to the 30-yard line as the handoff from Schaefer to Angel Jersky, and Jersky tries to gain that extra yard, Harry, and it's knocked out.
Right.
So a minute 22 to go, 3 timeouts for your Lynx as they're going to try to put points on the board and go up in this first half going into halftime. Slack out of the shotgun formation. He has Carroll down to his left. He's going to look for it's going to be number 10, and that's going to be Langrock with the reception. As they hurry to the line, it's got to be a no-huddle offense for the Lynx, and they're going to, I believe, going to call a timeout with a 1:11 to go on the game clock. Big fumble as the Patriots were looking to go up by 2 scores there, Harry.
Exactly. I mean,
From the 1-yard line, and they were right there. And it was just, you can't be mad at the running back trying to fight to get into that end zone. It was just knocked out. And Ryan Dahl on that series, the middle linebacker, number 30 for the Lynx, with a big sack earlier in that drive, and then picks up the fumble in the end zone.
Yeah, Ryan has been a solid linebacker all year long for Brandon, and he's certainly showing it again tonight.
So the Lynx are going to come out at second and about 3 with 1:11 to go, and they're trailing by 2 in this big matchup of 2 powerhouses in 11 AAA.
Second and short.
Late to come onto the field was number 9, Nate Anderson. Slack, he's going to give it to Jordan Johnson. He's going to pick up the first down and more. He's going to run all the way down to the 49-yard line. That's going to stop the clock. Remember, folks, as they move the chains, that's an automatic stop. The Lynx are going to go right to the line. They're going to give it to Johnson again, and he's going to pick up about 5 yards. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 with under a minute to go.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I've been sitting here thinking we ought to just run it over the right side.
And there goes Slack. He's going to look for his receiver, and that's going to be number 10 again, Dylan Langrock. He's really bursted onto the scene. He's a good wide receiver, number 10 for the Lynx. Stops the clock.
First down.
Stops the clock with the chain movement as the play call's called in to the offense. And 44 seconds to go in this first half. Lynx are driving. First down and 10. Slack. He's going to find his favorite
nice
receiver.
to get out of bounds there.
But we have a flag on the play. I wonder if it's going to be holding against the Lynx. That's going to be the
That's the area. Yep.
That's going to be holding on the Lynx. That's our first penalty of this ball game, Harry. So it's going to bring up a 2nd down in 20 now for the Lynx. They're still manageable yards. You still have 2 timeouts. You can still get into field goal range or maybe even a touchdown. So they're going to mark it at about the 50-yard line. Still first down for the Lynx. Like I said, it's going to be 1st and 25. I apologize. Shotgun formation for Slack. 2 receivers to his right. High snap. He's going to give it to Jordan Johnson again. And he's going to actually carry a couple players.
Yeah, it just did a terrific run. I mean, once again, the right side, it seems like it's been productive, every time we've tried it just about.
2nd down and 10, Slack. He's going to find his receiver. It's going to be incomplete, but that does stop the clock. That's not a bad play. 14 seconds to go 3rd and 10. You got to try to get manageable yards. Remember, for your field goal kicker, that's what they have to be thinking now, the coaching staff. Get manageable yards for Brummels. Brummels has a big leg. He can put it through the uprights from quite a distance. 14 seconds to go. They do have 2 timeouts in their pocket, so they can use the middle of the field if they want and call a timeout for that field goal.
Right. I'm kind of surprised we still have 2 left with 14 seconds to go.
Shotgun formation for Slack. Johnson to his right, 2 receivers to his right. There's the play action. They're going to try for the home run. They got him. Touch. Oh! Right off his fingertips. Beautiful place ball from Slack. So that was in the end zone. That would have been a touchdown, as number 10, Langrock, his favorite receiver so far tonight is Langrock, number 10. Still manageable here, as it's a good timeout. People are probably asking, why are they calling a timeout right now? The clock stopped. Well, you want to get the right play in to get Brummels into field goal range. You got to get that. I would almost run the ball up here with Johnson. They think you're going to throw. Run it up, and that clock's going to be sitting about 2 or 3 seconds. Call your last timeout. Get Brummels on the field, and let's try to take the lead going into halftime.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we need 10 yards to get first down.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're really worried. That's true. It's 4th and 10, and so it's going to be interesting to see what the Lynx offense does here, as that incompletion is going to play maybe big here in this end of this first half. As Slack's going to go out of the shotgun again, he's going to have a tight end Carroll and 2 receivers to his right. He's going to roll right. He's going to try to find his receiver, and it's going to be incomplete with 4 seconds to go. Lincoln will take, like Harry said, Lincoln's going to take possession of the ball with 4 seconds to go in the first half. Boy, do we have a battle right now, Harry. 14-12, Patriots over the Lynx. As Schaefer and the offense for the Patriots are going to come to the line of scrimmage, it looks like they're going to kneel, and they're going to be happy taking the lead 14-12 at halftime. So in this 11 AAA battle of 2 of the top 4 teams in the state of South Dakota, they're going to head into the locker room. 14-12 is your score at halftime. The Patriots over the Lynx. Well, I'm going to try to put on my coaching hat here, and I'm going to try to think about this for a second. I kind of disagree with you. So what can happen? There's two things out of 3 things that can happen. There's one, you can score a touchdown, okay? That's the one thing. But 2 things, it can be a turnover. The Lynx can run it back and take the lead at halftime, because you're going to have to throw a bomb down the field, and so it's going to maybe easily intercepted. You don't want to take that chance. You're just happy going in, especially on the road. You're really happy going into halftime with a 2-point lead.
I suppose. I think you're wrong, but so what?
And I certainly could be. I mean, they could have scored a touchdown, and they'd be up to 2 scores.
What is it that Woody Hayes, the former Ohio State legend, used to say? There's 3 things that can happen when you throw the football, and 2 of them are bad.
Yeah, that is true. That is totally true. So what we're going to have tonight is you're going to have the enjoyment of watching the Brandon Valley Marching Band, and they are just terrific. It looks like they have a quite interesting setup that they have going on here. We're going to allow you to enjoy them tonight at halftime, and we're going to take a little break for our voices.
Let's do that. Turn up the music.
Band ready.
Brandon Valley Marching Lynx, you may take now the field in exhibition. and gentlemen, your Brandon Valley Marching Lynx. Thank you for watching our halftime performance. The Marching Lynx has a rich tradition of excellence. The band has earned numerous awards in the Midwest region and have participated in many prestigious events around the nation. This Saturday, you can catch the Marching Lynx performing at the Festival of Bands competition in Sioux Falls.
By checking out Brandon Valley Band's Facebook page. The band would like to send their sincere thanks to many people that have helped our program, including all staff, parents, equipment crew, Band Parents Association, faculty, and administration. We appreciate all your support. Thank you. An update on a couple of scores. Harrisburg 42, Rapid City Stevens 10, 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. A final, Sioux Falls and Roosevelt 49, Sioux Falls Jefferson 21.
All right, and welcome back. As we are set pretty soon here, about 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go in halftime, as you hopefully were enjoying the Brandon Valley Lynx marching band as they put on a tremendous performance at halftime. We do have some score updates from the 11 AAA here in South Dakota. Is Harrisburg sitting at 5-0. They're going to move to 6-0. Now, 42-10 over Stevens this evening with 9 minutes to go in that football game, so they have it in hand over there in Harrisburg. Roosevelt, and this is kind of a shocker, as Jefferson was sitting in about, let me look at my notes here again.
Tied for third, I think, Ken.
Yeah, they were sitting in the poll at like third place at 4-1. They took on Roosevelt tonight, and they are upset by Roosevelt 49-21, 28 points, as Roosevelt really stuck it to Jefferson. We played Jefferson here on this field, and they gave us a pretty good fight opening of this football season when we had them here in the Lynx 1. So right now, as we look and at Jefferson's going to drop down to 4-2 now, and Harrisburg jumps up to 6-0. And so we got this battle here, though, and we're going to focus on this battle on the 11 AAA matchup that we have on this field, as your Lynx right now are trailing at halftime 14-12 to the Lincoln Patriots that are sitting at 4-1. So we talked about that top 4. Now Roosevelt's got to, I mean, maybe we expand that a little bit, Harry. We talked about top 4, top 5. Maybe we got to expand it to 6 now.
Yeah.
With Roosevelt. I mean, it's just it's great for the 11 AAA, and it's really good to have a lot of teams up in that upper echelon.
Well, Roosevelt has always been so very good, but in years past, Roosevelt's had, substantially more students than, certainly than Brandon. I mean, one time a couple of years ago, I think they had about 1,000 more students than we have. But with Jefferson coming on now, that's kind of made the schools, a little bit closer. And with Brandon and Harrisburg moving up as far as their enrollments are concerned, AAA now is a lot closer than it used to be. And so I think that I'm surprised with that score, but it seems like it was almost sort of a rebuild year for Roosevelt since they lost some key players to the Jefferson program, and so it took them a while, I think, to get back together. And so now, like you say, I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's like you pick them when it comes time to figure out who's going to be the best at the end, because it's anybody's fight right now.
And that's true, Harry. As this battle goes on, which way this battle goes is, Brandon Valley jumps up to 6-0 with Harrisburg, or they fall to 5-1, which we don't want to see. And Lincoln maybe moving to 5-1, and then it jumbles everything in that second place. And head-to-head, Lincoln would be ahead of us. And
sure.
So there's a lot of things that are playing on this field in these next 2 quarters that's going to make the difference as we go on further into this. I call the season in 4 quarters. So you have the first half of this first quarter of the season, first 3 games, and then you got the next quarter. Right now, we're ending that 3rd quarter of the season because now you're going to have 3 games now remaining after this football game going into the playoffs. And this is really where teams are either going to separate themselves or it's just going to be jumbled. And that's what we're kind of seeing that so far is the jumbled. But let's look at the keys that we need to look at coming into the second half. And really, Harry, we always talk about it's not so much – players play, and I understand that, and they're going to make the plays, but it's really what coaching staff makes the right adjustment at halftime that wins football games. And I really, really trust this coaching staff led by Matt Christensen, and the adjustments that they've made all year coming out of a halftime and going into the second half, and really catapulted this team into being 5-0.
Yeah, the second half is going to be, a lot like we talked about at the beginning of the game. It's going to kind of come down to who takes care of the ball, who doesn't have the turnovers, and who can control the line of scrimmage.
And that's true. The offensive lines, we've seen a lot of good play, but we've seen a little bit of lax play a little bit for both offensive lines too, as they've given up some pressure. The Lynx offensive line's given up a little pressure. We saw that with that turnover on that interception from Slack.
Yep.
He had a player right in his face, and we've seen Ryan Dahl on the defensive side of the ball for the Lynx. Really, that senior's really coming into his own in this football game, as he has, I believe, a couple sacks, and he has that big fumble recovery in the end zone that would have really put this game into a 2-score game, and then we're talking about a different conversation here.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So we're under 2 minutes to go in halftime, as your Lynx in this crowd, crowd standing up, and we've really heard the energy out of the crowd, especially defensively, and they're going to need that as we go forward. They're going to need this crowd defensively. They're going to, because the offense for the Patriots, Schaefer, he really, they've really, if you look at the opening series, Harry, we thought, wow, Schaefer's going to run the ball. He had two long runs, but then all of a sudden he hasn't ran for anything after that, and it's really been with his arm and a little bit from Angel Jersky, but they really try to get the ball into the hands of Jack Smith, the sophomore wide receiver for the Patriots. You're seeing the same thing from the Lynx. The Lynx, as Egan and Jordan Johnson really are your catalysts from the running back position. We've seen a little more throwing than we're used to from the Lynx, and my guess is, and you talked about this just a couple minutes ago, Harry, is that let's get back to Lynx football and let's start just running the ball and using that offensive line. We have two really, really good running backs, and so let's see what we can do, and we have a really good offensive line. Let's see if we can use that to our advantage.
Yeah, I'd like to see, another person that's a terrific player that's been good all year long is Sam Skolton. And we didn't see a lot out of him the first half. They didn't seem like they went to him that much, and so I'm thinking that, he might be somebody that's kind of sitting in the weeds here a little bit, Kenny, and the other team might not be focused on him quite as much because of the first half, and so there might be some opportunities for him because he's a terrific receiver also.
And now we're going to start the second half as Brummels is going to kick left to right on your screen, and the Patriots are going to get the ball to start the second half, and there's the kick. As the crowd, the student section is fired up. That's what they're saying. So the Patriots are going to bring the ball out on that kickoff return to about the 28-yard line, and that's going to be Jack Smith. We say his name a lot, number 11, the sophomore for the Patriots. Schaefer in the offense, that's going to be Tate Schaefer. He's also, Harry, a sophomore quarterback.
Wow.
Wow.
He's really good.
Schaefer out of the shotgun. We've seen Gutierrez and Jersky in the backfield with him. He's going to play action. He's going to look for Gutierrez. Heavy pressure, and he's going to be brought down on the sack.
Didn't have the best view, but I think he dropped the ball and picked it up.
And that is going to be number 23, I believe, Caleb Breest. Well, we'll get that number here in just a moment. As the Patriots are going to go out of the shotgun, two receivers, two Schaefer's right. They look to the sideline like they have all night to their coaching staff for the play. Two running backs with him. Flinker to his right. He's going to look to his running back, number 4. Heavy
nice
pressure
coverage
again, as Schaefer's going to use his legs, and he uses them wisely. And they're going to be brought. He's going to bring the ball up to about, let's just call it the 27-yard line.
3rd and 11.
So it's going to be a 3rd and 11 as these last two downs, you've seen a lot of pressure from that Lynx defensive line. Schaefer, empty formation, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to bark out signals to his offensive line. You see Dahl looking to blitz. He backs off. Heavy pressure again, and it's going to be incomplete, and that's going to be the coverage from Sabrin Borthram, number 2, as it's going to be incomplete. But how that all started, Harry, was pressure on Schaefer.
And good coverage too. I mean, I think the defensive backs were doing a good job with the coverage.
Peyton Egan's going to be back to receive the punt from Schaefer, and here's the punt. It's a high booming kick, and Egan's going to call for the fair catch at about the 43-yard line. So it's going to be the Lynx offense coming to the field for the first time in this second half as the defense really came alive there. That defensive line really came alive. All 3 downs, there was heavy pressure.
Yes, there was.
And Slack's going to come to the huddle. He's going to tell his teammates in that huddle, the other 10, let's go to work, guys.
I don't know what adjustments we made at halftime on the defense, but whatever it was, it seemed like it worked.
Slack with I formation. They're going to give it to Johnson, and Johnson's going to rumble. He's going to rumble all the way up for a 9-yard gain. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1 as the Lynx cross midfield down to the 48. It's going to be a 2nd down and 2. I said 2nd down and 1, but they're going to mark it at 2nd down. Well, the scoreboard says 2nd and 1. We'll stay with that. I formation for Slack. One receiver to his right. They're going to give it to Johnson again, and Johnson's going to bulldoze a couple Patriot players, and that's going to be a 1st down for the Lynx. They're going to move the chains as he's going to run it all the way up to about the 44-yard line. 1st down and 10 as Slack's going to come back to the huddle, and that's going to be number 8. That's Lucas Slack, your quarterback. He is a junior for your Lynx. I formation again for Slack. He's going to have number 10. That's going to be laying rock down on his right side at wide receiver. Miscommunication in the backfield as Johnson's.
Wow, I'm glad he got back to the line of scrimmage.
As there's a little miscommunication in the backfield between Slack and Johnson, but Harry pointed out, we're glad he got back to the original line of scrimmage there. It's going to be a 2nd down and 10. He didn't lose any yards, and we were pretty lucky on that one.
Oh, yeah.
So Slack is going to march up to the line with his big offensive line. I formation, you're seeing a lot of that and all of that in this opening series for the Lynx. 2 tight end set, motioning to the right. They're going to give Johnson to his right. He's going to be just tripped up. A good tackle.
Very good tackle. You know, I mean, we were loaded up on the right side there, and they made a nice adjustment. And
number 5, that's going to be Colin Blind, the senior defensive back for the Patriots with the stop. That's going to bring up a big 3rd down already in this 3rd quarter as the Lynx are trying to capitalize on the big defensive stand from their defense earlier in the 3rd quarter. I formation again with one receiver to his left, motions his receiver back to from the left to right. I formation gives it to Johnson. No, it's play action. He's going to heavy pressure. He's going to be brought down. That's going to be number 23, and that's going to be Taven Clapper with the sack as the Patriots dialed up a blitz there too, Harry.
Yeah, see, Carroll was asking for some interference there.
And so you got Giles back to kick for the Lynx at about, he's going to stand at about his 43-yard line.
Bad snap, but he got it off.
And Jack Smith's going to look to get it, but a beautiful kick and beautiful special teams play by the punt coverage team as they're going to bring it down at about the 1-yard line.
That punt didn't start out to look very good when it bounced back to the punter, but he got off a nice punt, and the coverage was very, very good.
So the Patriots are going to have their back all the way back to almost the goal line there as it's going to be 1st down and 10 from the 1-yard line. They only have 99 yards to go, Harry.
Yeah.
Shotgun formation, Gutierrez to Schaefer's left with Jersky. He's going to give it to Gutierrez. He's going to scamper. He's going to gain about 3 to 4 yards on that 1st down play. They were sitting in their end zone, Harry. Noah Thompson with the stop. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6, a 4-yard gain from the Patriots. Pistol formation for Schaefer. 3 receivers to his left. He's going to give it to Smith. No, he's going to give it to his halfback. That's going to be Jersky.
Little loss.
Jersky with a great spin move. You could see that spin move in the backfield, but the Lynx are there to capitalize on that huge 3rd down because this can swing the field position momentum right here.
Yep.
This is a big third down for your Lynx defense. Schaefer with 3 receivers to his right. I would cover number 11 right here because he loves to go to him. And
he got it.
Completed pass, and that's going to be completed too. Let's see the number here as we have rain. I think it's a mist or rain coming down. You can see in the lights there. As the ball could get real slippery here real quick.
Well, that was a big third down for them, Ken. I mean, they needed that, and it worked out just about perfect for them.
And Schaefer's going to try to find Jack Smith again down the sideline, but great coverage by Noah Thompson, the Jack Rabbit commit that we talked about in the first half. Noah Thompson's been tremendous all year, and he's a tremendous, tremendous corner for your Lynx. Schaefer out of the shotgun pistol formation. He's going to have, well, that's 2 receivers in motion there. As they're a little confused, they're going to bring it back to, and they're going to have to call a timeout, Harry. And they do.
Well, I hate to waste a timeout right now.
They confused me there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first timeout called for the Patriots. They're going to have 2 remaining. The Lynx have all 3 remaining. 6:02 in this battle we talked about. I don't know if you can see on your screen a little bit, but you look up at the lights and you're seeing rainfall, and you can actually see it on the turf. You can see that kind of fine line of it getting a little slippery out there. What I think is going to happen in this ball game, Harry, now, you're going to have to rely on your run game. I mean, you may be able to throw some, but it's going to be pretty tough if we have a continuous rain like this.
Exactly.
Schaefer's going to be out of the pistol formation. His running backs directly behind him, 2 receivers to his left and right. Tight formation, and they're going to actually give to their running back. He's going to break it open. He's going to bring it all the way down to about the 40 to 41 yard line.
That's Angel.
That's about a 21-yard gain. They're actually a 24-yard game. As they're going to hurry the line, and Schaefer's going to snap it. They're looking to pass, heavy pressure from the Lynx, and it's going to be, I believe, a completed pass from Schaefer to Gage Gardner. And the Lynx are kind of, back on their heels here as this hurry-up offense is really putting them in a bad situation. Schaefer from the shotgun, he's going to look, and it looks like Noah Thompson has
There's good coverage on that.
Great coverage.
Schaefer overthrew it a little bit. I'll tell you, that Schaefer is one heck of a sophomore quarterback.
He is, and
It's been a while, I think, since we've seen a better sophomore quarterback.
And so now Schaefer's going to go at 2nd down and 10 from the 43-yard line, and it is raining out. And there's a snap. He's going to give it to his running back. He's going to be brought down. That's going to be Jersky, the junior running back, at 5'8", 170 pounds. As he's going to bring up a 3rd down, he gains about 3 yards on that play. 3rd down and 6 or 7 to go.
Another big 3rd down, Ken.
As the Lynx defense is looking to the sideline for a call. Schaefer, you have to watch him run here because it's an empty backfield. Shotgun formation. Schaefer, quick pass out to Jack Smith. He's going to gain the 1st down and a little bit more. So that's going to move the chains as that quick pass to his favorite receiver, number 11.
Yeah.
And that's a 1st down. Lynx have to dial up some kind of confusion here to confuse this offense because this offense is really marching down the field. Schaefer in the empty package. He's going to motion Jack Smith. He's going to take it, and he's going to run all the way. That's going to be Schaefer with the quarterback keeper. He's going to bring it down to about, they're going to mark it at the 25-yard line, and there's going to be a stoppage of play. I believe we have a player down on the sideline. Let's see who we have on the sideline there. Is Coach Christensen's going to come out to talk to one of his senior leaders, Owen Warren, and they're going to huddle the defense over to see what type of adjustment they can make here. 4:44 to go in the third quarter. It is the actual second possession for the Patriots in this third quarter. So it looks like it's going to be Ryan Dahl. He's the one that shook up for
I don't like the way he's holding his arm.
the Lynx.
Seems like a shoulder issue.
And there's a give to the running back. That's going to be Jersky. He's going to be brought down by number 7. That's going to be Max Van Westen. Max Van Westen played a lot last year and played really well for that championship team last year, Harry. We haven't called his name a lot, but that was a big stop there to bring up third down in about 3 from the 24-yard line. Pistol formation for Schaefer. He's going to motion his receiver Smith to the left. 3 receivers to his left, and he's going to bootleg looking for his receiver across the field.
Oh, man, almost had him.
Great pressure, but the pressure created a stop behind the first down marker, and they actually lost a yard there. It's going to bring up 4th down and 4. Now, for the Patriots, do you go for it? I think you do, because it's kind of, I don't know if you kick in the rain.
I think you have to go for it.
Yeah, the rain makes a difference, as you can see it coming down.
Yeah.
So the Patriots look like they're going to be going for it. They got to look at the play clock. It's at 14 seconds. Lynx loyal the fans are really coming alive on this third down. 6 seconds, 5
Take
seconds.
another timeout.
That's going to be the second timeout of this third quarter with 3:27 to go. Lincoln takes their second timeout. They have 1 remaining, and the Lynx have 3 in their pocket remaining. And that could play in a tight game. As a coach, as a head coach, you always want to keep those, if it's tight, you always want to keep them in your pocket for the fourth quarter. That could play crucial coming up here.
Yep.
So we have a 4th down and 4. It is raining pretty, would you say heavy?
Well, I don't think it's a heavy rain, but I'd call it more of a heavy mist. I mean, it's coming down.
Yeah. It's definitely got to be slippery out on that turf.
Yeah.
And so the kicking game, it's hard to kick when it's wet out. It's really hard to kick. So it looks like Lincoln's going to come out in the shotgun formation. Their offense is going to be out in the field. Look for them to go to Smith here, his favorite receiver. Schaefer in an empty package in the shotgun. He's going to look right. He is incomplete. He did look for number 11, Smith, his favorite receiver, but great coverage.
Yeah, that's a terrific stop. I mean, it was it is exactly what needed to happen if you're a Lynx fan.
A little underthrown there as Jack Smith went down for it, but great coverage, and I believe that was Max Van Westen again in the coverage. Number 7, the senior for the Lynx. Offense comes to the field in this, whatever you want to call it, heavy mist, as Slack's going to come under center with an I formation. Skolton in motion from left to right. They're going to give it to, I believe, Jordan Johnson. No, it's going to be Jordan Johnson with the first down carry. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6, and I believe here's what you're going to see, Harry, is a lot of runs here. You're going to see a lot of ground game.
Absolutely.
2nd down and 6 from the 29-yard line, just under 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. The Lynx, there has been no score in this third quarter. It's still 14-12, Patriots over the Lynx. Slack under center, I formation, gives it to Jordan Johnson, scampers to his right. He breaks open for a first down, and he gains about 3 more yards after the hit.
Yeah,
after that
just
contact.
Exactly what we need to do.
And so
in the meantime, I've been watching on the sideline with Ryan Dahl, and it doesn't look like he's coming back tonight. They've got his pads off, and they're trying to work on his right shoulder.
And so we have a first down for your Lynx at about the 38-yard line. I formation again for Slack. Jordan Johnson deep. They're going to give it to him, and he's going to gain maybe, I think they're going to give him a yard, as the progression gave him about a yard. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9. A 2nd down and 9 from about the 39-yard line. Big series, because here's my guess, Harry, you're not going to see a lot of scoring in this half.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Not with it being this wet. Big 2nd down for your Lynx under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, 14-12. Patriots over the Lynx. Lynx get the ball back from their defense. I formation. Slack going to give it to Johnson again, and Johnson's going to carry a load of Patriots for the 1st down. He carried at least 3 or 4 for that 1st down.
Yeah, what a great second effort.
Jordan Johnson, number 28 for the Lynx. He is a senior. He's 5'10", 180 pounds, and he runs like a 220-pound kid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's exactly what the Lynx needed.
And it's going to be a 1st down as the Lynx move the chains. 1:14 to go, and we have fireworks off to the distance. I formation for Slack. A minute to go in the 3rd quarter. He's going to give it to Johnson for the 5th time in a row. And this
Picked
series.
up another 4 or 5.
And Johnson, and that's just right, Harry. Johnson picks up about, or they're going to say 5 yards. And it's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 from the 46.
You know, what we're doing right now, Ken, isn't that glamorous or isn't that pretty, but by gosh, it's what we need to do, and they need to just continue to move the ball and use the clock and take it down the field.
Running the football always creates winning football, as they always say. Slack out of the shotgun formation. He's going to give it to Johnson again. Johnson's going to,
Didn't get much that time.
There's a host, at least 3 or 4 Patriots there looking to bring Johnson down, and they stopped his progression, and now that's about a gain of 1 or 2. It's going to bring a 3rd down and 3, but that's going to bring it to, I believe, the end of the 3rd quarter. It is. So we have still no score in that 3rd quarter. It is still a 14-12 game. Patriots over the Lynx, and I wonder how many Harrisburg fans are tuning into us, Harry, watching this game now, because and how many Jefferson or Roosevelt. Hey, if you're watching, welcome. We have a battle here in the rain. I think it's officially raining now.
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. So you agree with me? Yeah. Okay.
It's moved from a heavy mist to a medium rain.
There we go. As the fans are putting on their raincoats, some are going home, and there's a lot of umbrellas up right now. So we have, like I said, a great ball game in this 11 AAA matchup, and you're looking at the Lynx just crossing midfield over the 50, bringing it down to about the 44-yard line. It's going to bring up a huge 3rd down to start this 4th quarter.
I'll give you another little update. I noticed down on the field, by gosh, Ryan Dahl's got his pads back on, and who knows? Don't know if he'll be going back in or not, but at least he's got his pads back on and looking around for his helmet.
Slack under center. The ball's going to be wet. Everything's going to be wet now. I formation. And they're going to give to Jordan Johnson. He breaks a tackle and moves the pile for a 1st down. I believe that's his 7th consecutive carry there in this drive. So it's going to move the chains for the Lynx. We're seeing a heavy, heavy dose from Jordan Johnson. He's going to gain those tough yards, and that's what he's doing right now.
Running it over the right side.
I formation again. We've seen that all last 6 minutes of the game clock in this drive. They are eating clock as Jordan Johnson's going to get it for his 8th time. They're going to run it, like Harry said, off the right side of that line, and that's going to be a gain of about 2 to 3 yards, I believe. We'll see what the official makes it here. It's going to be 2 yards down to the 37. Brings up a 2nd down and 8. 11:15 to go in this 11 AAA matchup between the undefeated Lynx at 5-0 against the visitors, the Patriots at 4-1. I formation again, 2 tight ends moving from right to left, 1 receiver down to the left. Jordan Johnson gets it again. He breaks a big tackle, and that's going to be his 8th consecutive run.
That time we overloaded the left side, but he still went to the right side.
And it looks like the Lynx are going to go with the hurry up. Johnson out of the no I formation here, no fullback in the game. 3 tight ends to his right. They pitch it to him, and the Patriots are looking for it. Lynx have to go for it. You're not kicking a field goal in this weather.
Yeah, I think he lost a yard.
You have to go for it. Let's see what the offensive staff draws up as we have a huge, in this ball game, a huge 4th down. It's going to be 4th down in about 3 or 4. Let's see if they lost a yard there. They did not. They're going to be down at the 32-yard line. 4th down, 10 minutes to go. 4th quarter, 2-point football game right now on the scoreboard. 4th and 3. Lynx have 3 timeouts. Patriots have 1. Shotgun formation.
They're really
Jordan
loading the box,
Johnson.
Kenny.
And there's going to be slack. He's going to keep it, and he's got daylight. He's going to rumble all the way down, and he cuts back. He's going to look for the end zone, and he's going to be brought down at about the 2-yard line as he picked up a huge block from his running back,
yes,
Jordan Johnson, as it's a QB keeper, and they're going to bring it down to about the 2-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down and goal from the 2-yard line.
No huddle. There they go.
And here we
They're
go,
pushing.
and it looks like it's a touchdown. It is. Your Lynx take the lead on this grueling drive as Jordan Johnson carries the football for his 9th time in that drive for the touchdown. Lynx are up 18-14. You're going to have to rely. Now, I know we're going to look at this extra point here. It's going to be hard to kick that, but Slack's going to go back out. They're going to try the 2-point conversion. They're up by 4, so a field goal cannot win the game for the Patriots. The Patriots, they're not a huge running team like we are. Mm-hmm. The weather kind of favors us right now. Shotgun formation for Slack, receiver to his left. He has Jordan Johnson to his right. And the same play is,
fumbled into the end zone.
I think he was over the line of scrimmage, though, Harry. Or the goal line.
They're not calling any.
And the coaching staff, the Brandon Valley coaching staff, does not like it. To me, it looked like he was over the line of scrimmage, which a fumble means nothing inside the end zone.
Right.
But they're going to call it no good, that 2-point conversion, and now it's really raining.
Boy, it is.
And now we have a downpour. And everybody's getting wet except for, well, we're getting a little wet too.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to be able to see, so we'll see if we can see through these windows. Because they're going to get pretty wet.
I'll tell you what, it could be a lot worse. It could be standing outside.
That is true. Let me move a couple things here and make sure our papers do not get soaked here. I'd like to hear a little bit of the fans and the feel of the game. So we're going to prop it open a little bit to get a little bit of a feel. So Brandon Valley takes the lead on that huge run, but it's really been a catalyst from Jordan Johnson carrying the ball 9 times in that drive, and that really ate up a lot of clock there. 9 minutes and 32 seconds to go, but also hats off to that coaching staff. Actual great call from the coaching staff on that 4th and 3, Harry, when Slack kept it and had Jordan Johnson lead blocking.
Absolutely, that was a big deal. I mean, that call came in,
and there's a kick from Brummels, and it looks like they were trying maybe an onside kick.
I don't know exactly what they were trying,
but it's going to give the Patriots some good field position there, as they're going to start with about
a great field position
on the 46-yard line. And Lincoln's going to come off the sideline right to the line of scrimmage. Gutierrez and Jersky, and Jersey's going to get
Angel.
the ball. Angel Jersky, number 4, he's going to gain about 2 yards as there's a Patriot down on the field with about 18 to go. They're going to bring it down to 9:17 as we have a player down on the field. We'll talk about our sponsors here. Our anchor sponsor are for Lynx TV, Avera Medical Group in McGreevy, Sanford Clinic Family Medicine, Service First Federal Credit Union, and Sanford Orthopedics. Our founding members are Alliance Communications, Brandon Lumber Company, Brandon Ace Hardware, Brandon Pharmacy, American Family Insurance, Josh Koob Agency, Incorporated, Heartland Funeral Home and Cremation Services, Sunshine Food Store, and Today's Family Dentistry.
And the platinum sponsors are Sanford Health, Sioux Valley Energy, Alliance Communications, Coca-Cola Bottling, Midco Communication, and the pride sponsors are Architecture Incorporated, Hinkle Electric Materials LLC, McDonald's, and Michael's Fence. So, Ken, none of this would be possible without the terrific sponsorship and support and financial help from all of these sponsors. And so, once again, you see these folks, and if you know somebody that works for them, tell them thank you. And I guess, as I said before, the best way to thank them is to show up at their door. And so we appreciate all they do for us.
And that's exactly right, as we're starting to see water pool onto the field.
On the track, certainly, and on the field a little bit, yeah.
As it's going to be a 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots as they come up from the sideline. And he's going to give to Gutierrez, and he
had him in the backfield, but
he's going to lose 2 yards anyways, as the Lynx defense knows what's coming.
Exactly.
And there's no disguising that. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, they're going to put it right back at the original line of scrimmage there. So it's going to be a 3rd and 9. He may have lost 1 yard. He's back to the 47. And Schaefer is going to look out of the empty package. You got to watch for him running here. You have to spy him. I believe Ryan Dahl is back on the field.
He is, isn't he?
For the Lynx at middle linebacker. They're spying him, and they're going to look to throw. And, didn't know if a flag was going to come on Noah Thompson there, but great coverage by number 14, the corner, for the Lynx. Interesting call here. Do you believe in your defense, Patriots, or are you going to punt the ball?
They're going to punt.
It looks like they are. You got to watch the fake, though. You have
4th and 9. I think it makes sense for them to punt. There's still plenty of time to get the ball back.
You got to watch for the fake, and that's what the Lynx are doing. They're not trusting it at all. They don't have anybody back. They're not trusting it at all. And there's the punt from Schaefer. He's going to pooch it all the way down to about looks like about the 17-yard line.
Yeah.
We'll put it at the 18.
Okay.
And that's where the Lynx are going to start with their offense. Great defensive stop. We talked about, Harry, when the mist started coming down in the lights. Mm-hmm. We talked about what does this weather do for each team. It plays in favor from the Lynx because they love to run the ball with that big offensive line. I don't think it really favors the Patriots because they're not really a big run-first team. And so the weather's playing in favor to the Lynx. Slack gives it to Johnson.
Hang on to the ball.
And Johnson maybe gained a yard. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see as the scoreboard still has it on 4th down and 9. I don't think it's 4th down and 9. I believe it's 2nd down and 10. 8 minutes to go on the game clock.
No gain on that, Ken.
2nd down and 10. I formation from Slack. Jordan Johnson deep in the I formation, follows his fullback, cuts it outside.
Got some room, got some
stiff
space.
arm. Great stiff arm, and he's going to run down the sideline. And that is a huge run from Jordan Johnson. As you saw, he bounced off his fullback there and cut it to the outside, and then that stiff arm really catapulted him for extra yards. Big gain from Johnson as the Lynx move the chains, first down. And let's see where they spot it. They're going to say he went out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. 7:33 to go. Lynx took the lead on the last series from Jordan Johnson, running it in from 2 yards out. Slack under center, moves his tight end Carroll right to left, I formation, and that's going to be Egan. And now you're going to get a little speed from Egan. That's number 6. Peyton Egan,
that time we went off the left side of the line, Ken.
Yep, and that whole offensive line really does a great job, especially in the run game.
Another first down.
So that's going to move the chains again. That's going to be a first down from Egan as Johnson came out of the game. He does probably need a little bit of a breather. You've seen a lot of Johnson in this second half. And the Lynx are going to take their time. The clock's, as they're going to go to the line of scrimmage, it's going to go under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Slack out of the shotgun. Egan right to his left. He's going to give to Egan, and he's going to get
that side
nothing.
On the right side.
They saw that coming, and they bunched up that right side of that offensive line, and everybody was there, and Egan's going to be stopped for no gain. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 with 6:40 to go in this 11 AAA matchup. The Lynx looking to go to 6-0 on the season. Slack's going to come to the huddle. Looks like they're going to bring a big jumbo set out as they bring Sam Skolton from the huddle to the sideline. They bring an extra lineman in.
The rain's let up quite a bit. It's still raining.
Johnson in the backfield out of the I formation. Slack gives it to him. Johnson's going to cut up. He's going to gain about 3 to 4 yards. So third down in about 8 yards to go. So it's going to be 3rd and 8 from the 49-yard line as the Lynx cross midfield with that run from Johnson.
Going to take a chance on passing, Ken, or not?
I think you just keep the ball, because what happens with a pass, if it's incomplete, it stops the clock. You do not want that clock stopped. It's going to be interesting what we call here.
How about that same quarterback keeper we had a little while ago? I guess not. He's under center.
Slack under center, I formation. He's going to give to Johnson. Johnson's going to find a big hole,
He's
and he's
got
going
a
to go
hole.
up the sideline. He gets to the 40, the 30. He's going to bring it down all the way down to about the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 25-yard line, and that's going to be a 25-yard run for Johnson there as he gains another big first down, and that was from that left side of that line. It just opened up.
They just opened a nice hole.
And so what you have on that left side, you got Nate Myers. He's a senior, and Andrew Bunkers, the left guard. They're opening up some holes for the Lynx. Slack out of the shotgun. 2 tight ends to his right. He's going to keep it with Jordan Johnson. They've seen it coming, and he is stopped for a one.
Linebacker.
He is stopped for I think it's going to be a loss of a yard, so they're going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Lynx. One thing I love about this drive, though, Harry, look at the clock. Folks, look at the clock on your screen. It keeps on churning. It keeps on boiling down. They are taking their time. They know they have the momentum. They have the clock in their favor. Remember this, as after this play, I'll touch on it a little bit. I formation from Slack. He's going to give to Johnson in a big hole. He's going to run all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Lynx. And the Lynx are going to go up by 2 scores.
No flags.
As we've seen in this second half, Harry, that's going to be Johnson's 2nd touchdown in this half. And really, the run game has catapulted. The offensive line has catapulted this team. Hats off to the defense, too, because they have not given up a point so far in this second half.
That's right.
It is now a 24-14 game off of the legs of Johnson.
See if we can't get an extra point here for once.
Brummel's on to kick for the extra point. It is up, and it looks good. It is good.
Yeah, terrific.
25-14 now. We have 11-point game. What I was going to say before that touchdown run is remember in the third quarter what the Patriots did. When you got 4:26 to go, you're down by 11, and you only have one timeout in your pocket. That's never a good thing.
Exactly. We talked about that, or you talked about it earlier. They could use those timeouts now.
And that's what you want to always hold on to. You know, as the clock's draining, you gotta have those timeouts in your pocket. And one good thing about the Lynx coaching staff, they are veterans. I'm not saying the Lincoln Patriots staff is not veterans, but this is a veteran coaching staff, and you can see that really come to play. I always say, great coaching staffs, it's not about the first half. It's about the adjustments you make at halftime to win football games.
It seems to me that those timeouts they had to burn, Ken, were basically because they were struggling to communicate on the play. And the play clock was running down on them, and they had to use timeouts, burn timeouts, and that's unfortunate.
Smith and Cooper back deep for the Patriots. Brummel's on to kick after he just kicked that extra point to put the Lynx up by 11. And here's the kick. Brummel's boots it, and it's kind of a short kick picked up by Smith. And he's going to
coverage.
Great coverage by the Lynx kickoff team. And the Lynx defense is going to come to the field now again. Patriots are going to start with the ball at the 30-yard line. One timeout like we touched on just a second ago in their pocket. 4:15 to go. They need two scores. They actually look to go try to get a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and then a field goal, and that's a tall task against this Brandon Valley Lynx defense.
Oh, bad snap.
Bad snap, like Harry said, and that's going to be a sack, and guess who that is?
It's Ryan Dahl.
That's going to be Ryan Dahl again.
The guy that I said wasn't going to play anymore tonight because he had his jersey off.
I think we'll give him the defensive game, the player of the game, Harry.
I don't know how he can do this with a broken shoulder.
He's just fighting through the pain. Schaefer out of the shotgun, empty formation, 3 receivers to his right. Heavy pressure, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. It may be a late hit or a holding call. We'll just see here. Let's see what they call. There is a flag on the play. I think this is only the second flag of this whole football game. The refs have done a great job of letting these kids play football. Illegal man downfield for the Patriots.
I think we'll turn it down, won't we?
And we'll see what they do here. As they're going to take the penalty.
Yep, they're going to take the penalty, put them in a hole deeper.
It's going to be spotted at the 21-yard line, second down, and about
20. Close to it.
Real close to, it looks like, actually it's going to bring up a second down and 19.
Another bad snap.
And Schaefer's heavy pressure. He's going to find his receiver, though, number 7.
Big play.
No flags on the field, and I believe that's going to be a first down. No, it's... they're going to move the chains. It's going to stop the clock. 3:30 to go.
That was a huge, huge play for Lincoln.
Third down and 19. Lynx up by 11. And there's a deep
interception.
Throw. And number 24 is right there for the Lynx. That's going to be Tristan Bisbee, the junior corner at 5'8", 160 pounds for the Lynx. Brings up a second down, and we know that the Patriots can bring up a hurry-up offense. They've shown it all night. Schaefer out of the pistol formation. He has his running back directly behind him with 3 receivers to his left. Looks to his running back. No, they're going to bring up a screen pass. It does not really work. We'll give up 5 yards every play, Harry, here, because that's going to drain that clock.
Yep.
So
3rd and 5.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Schaefer out of the pistol again. Hurry up offense. Looks to the left to his coaching staff.
Of course, it's 4-down territory. They're not going to give us the ball back.
Under 3 minutes to go. Play clock sitting at 20. Schaefer, a little movement in the backfield, and that's going to be a false start on his running back, Angel Jersky. So that's going to pin him back a little bit more, Harry. That was a third down.
I've liked Little Angel all day long. I mean, that kid is so quick, but that time he started a little too quick.
Well, you're in a hurry-up mode, and your mind's just thinking, go, 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 go. 2:51 to go in this 11 AAA matchup. Lynx have really catapulted this scoreboard to 25-14 in this second half with 2 touchdowns. Schaefer,
Quarterback keeper.
keeper, he is met big time by Owen Warren, and who's at the bottom of the pile? That's going to be number 57, Dominic Tucker. Fourth down.
This is the game, Kenny?
It is, because they have one timeout in their pocket. Big fourth down for the defense.
He's got time.
And it looks like there's a ton of holding going on. It's going to be completed, and they're going to say it's a first down. Completed pass, 2:20. I thought.
It sure looked like holding, didn't it?
Oh, boy. Well,
hey, you got to give it to them. They've come up with some big plays, on third and fourth down when they needed them.
It's fair to the reffing crew, though. They haven't called a lot of penalties, and they're not going to do it now. They're not going to change the whole game. Schaefer out of the shotgun. He finds his receiver overthrown a little bit. Remember, it's wet. It stopped raining, though. And that's going to be incomplete. It's going to be second down and 10.
I'm glad the rain has stopped, Ken, because that means you won't get so wet when you go get the car for me.
That's true, but it does benefit. Remember, it does benefit Lincoln a little bit, though, Harry.
Yeah,
I mean, they can throw the ball.
Yeah, it could have rained for another 5 minutes, I guess.
2 minutes, 16
Okay,
seconds.
quarterback
Schaefer,
keeper again.
and we'll take that. That's okay. It's a minimal gain.
He's a real dual threat, though. I mean, I'm really impressed with him.
Schaefer's going to run the ball up to
Looks like he might
about
be a little bit shook up.
the 39-yard line. He's in the shotgun formation, empty package. He drops back. He's going to look for his receiver.
Wide
He's
open.
got him, but great recovery by Noah Thompson to break that up.
That was really good coverage. He recovered quickly and got his hand on the ball.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 6. And once again, this is the game.
Yep.
Lynx make a stop here. They move to 6-0. Lincoln picks up a first down. Their hope continues.
That's exactly right. They pick up a first down and they score. They can do an onside kick, and who knows?
Schaefer out of the shotgun. I think it's going to be a legal formation. What are they going to call here? Or a false start. False start on the Patriots.
But it doesn't really seem like it matters that much. They
Yeah.
had penalties before.
Yeah.
I mean,
And so
now it's 4th and 10.
it's going to be 4th and 10 from about the 45. Schaefer, 3 receivers to his right. He motions Smith to his left. He's going to drop back, looks for Smith, and he's going to look deep. Noah Thompson's there for the interception, and the game is pretty close to over with that interception. Noah Thompson has really played a great game.
He really has. I mean, he's been very, very impressive. That pass, really that wasn't a great pass, but Thompson was there on the coverage, and he came down with the ball.
Last 2 plays, Noah Thompson showed why he is a Division I recruit, and he's going to the Jackrabbits to play his collegiate ball for the Jackrabbits at corner, and he really showed it on those last 2 plays, that with that breakup, that recovery, the play before, and now the interception. Slack under center, 1:41 to go. Lynx looking to go to 6-0 to be tied with Harrisburg at 6-0, but we may have a fumble. It is going to be Lincoln's ball.
That's just what we didn't want to see.
So I'm going to hold my breath, and we're going to rethink this a little bit, Harry.
What the heck happened there?
Don't tune us out yet. There's a minute 35 to go. Lincoln's going to have the ball inside the red zone at the 15-yard line.
Wow, that's a potential game changer.
Schaefer gets the ball back with his offense in great field position, and he's going to motion his receiver from left to right. He's going to roll out to his right. He finds his receiver. Touchdown, Patriots. No, they're going to call it out of bounds.
Whew. Ooh, that was close.
I thought that for sure was a touchdown. I thought he got it. I thought he had at least 1 foot in. That does stop the clock with a minute 27 to go. 25-14 with a big fumble. I believe it was Jordan Johnson that fumbled that ball. And Lincoln has the ball inside the red zone. Empty formation for the Patriots. 2 receivers to the left and right. Has a tight end. He's going to motion him a little bit to the formation.
Another bad snap, but he picked it up.
Completes it out to the sideline, I believe.
Got out of bounds.
Let's see what that's completed to. I believe that's going to be 17, Isaac Grosky, and that's going to stop the clock with a minute 21 to go. Third down in about 4. They're going to call it 3. So they can still pick up a first down here. The clock is not on their side. 2 running backs to his left and right. He's going to give it to his running back, Jersky, and he's going to scamper in for the touchdown, and that one is good. We have a new ball game, Harry, a minute 16 to go, but the famous, what you're going to have here, you're going to have that famous onside kick.
Yep.
Probably the hardest thing in football to do. But it happens sometimes.
It does happen. That's exactly right.
So it's a 1-score game. They're going to go for 2 because if they make the 2-point conversion, it's only a field goal away if they get the onside kick. Schaefer with his running back right to his right. He's going to roll right. He finds his receiver, and Jack Smith goes up and gets it. It is a 3-point game.
Wow.
Turnovers.
Man.
You got to hang on to the ball.
That fumble was a big deal.
25-22. As the defense was a little fooled there, they thought the pass was coming. He gave it to his running back. Touchdown. The conversion with 2 points there. Let's wind back a little bit. We'll have a little bit of time here, Harry. A minute 16 to go, but if we wind that clock back, the Lynx with a big interception from Noah Thompson, we thought it was sealed.
Right.
Slack.
So if we get the football here, and we can't just run it out, right? They've got 1 timeout left.
We may have to run 1 play. But the next biggest play is to recover this onside kick.
Absolutely.
So Schaefer, that's been in control of this game for the Patriots all night.
Seems like we're struggling to figure out exactly where everybody wants to be right now.
And it's okay. It's okay to call a timeout. You have 3 of them, coaching staff. And here comes the outside kick. It's a bouncer, and it is recovered. A big recovery from the senior Peyton Carroll, number 80.
Peyton Carroll's a really good ball player. I mean, he's the guy you want up there with his hands.
So first down and 10 from the 50. Now, just think, Harry.
Right.
Just think. If you still had those 2 timeouts in your pocket, you could stop the clock, you could potentially get the ball back, the Patriots.
Right. So they will stop it once.
They will try, but they're going to down it. They don't even have to run a play. The Lynx are going to go into victory formation. As long as they hold on to the ball here, that clock will run out of time. Sioux Falls Lincoln is sitting with a minute 9. Remember, there's 40 seconds on the play clock. 25 seconds. So we have a timeout quick by Lincoln, a minute 9 to go. It is a 3-point game, 25-23.
Do we just go into the victory formation again?
You have 3 downs to really do it, and I believe they can run the clock out. No timeouts remaining for the Patriots as this 11 AAA matchup, boy, has it lived up to its billing here, hasn't it?
Yeah, we expected a tough game, and it's been a tough game. Both teams have played pretty well.
Slack in the Brandon Valley Lynx offense is going to go to the line in victory formation again. He's going to bark out the signal. He's going to kneel it. It's going to bring up a 3rd down. I believe they can run the clock out now.
No, they can't run it out.
Yep, 40 seconds. They can certainly run it out, and the Lynx are going to send it to 6-0 on the season, Harry.
Going to have to snap it one more time.
Yep, 6-0 on the season, and the Patriots are going to actually fall to 4-2. What a battle! You know, it's what we
Patriots
expect.
have a good team. I mean, you know, they're good.
Slack kneels it for the last time in this football game. They can run out the clock now. So your Lynx are going to move to 6-0 with 3 football games left in the regular season of the 11 AAA. They are now tied with Harrisburg at 6-0 atop the 11 AAA, and Lincoln Patriots are going to move to 4-2. We want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. We will be back soon. I haven't looked at the schedule, but we will after this game. But stay tuned for Lynx TV as you're going to be looking at volleyball,
Yep.
soccer.
Yep.
Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. You can tune in and also enjoy watching Lynx TV and the commentators on Lynx TV for those sports also. For Harry Buck, this is Ken McEwen. I hope you enjoyed tonight and have a wonderful evening and weekend.
Good night, everybody.
Our Buy Brandon campaign is a way for the chamber to put some excitement into our residents and our community about how important it is to spend your dollars here in Brandon.
The Buy Brandon campaign is very important for the city of Brandon. Here in South Dakota, most cities rely heavily on sales tax, much more than in other states. Without sales tax, we wouldn't be able to operate. You wouldn't have people plowing your snow. You wouldn't have a police department. You wouldn't have parks or park improvements. So it is essential that people buy in town. The more you buy in town, the more local sales tax comes into our coffers, the more things that we can do to improve your quality of life in Brandon.
Last year's Buy Brandon campaign went excellent. We did really good with the sales tax revenue, which now this year we get to reap the rewards of everyone buying Brandon.
Sales tax revenue was a little over $3.3 million last year. It was an increase over the previous year, and we have continually increased each year. We use that money for park improvements, such as the Sunrise Playground surfacing, the transit bus system. Last year we did also buy a new bus. Our original bus was getting aged and old. We also use that for debt service and some equipment for different departments. With the money we bought a plow truck, which helps plow our streets in the winter months, and we also bought a loader.
One of the upsides to closing the pool this summer is we planned on doing a $1.6 million renovation down at the pool to include a new kiddie pool, some